If you're a producer, it's likely you're worried that our job will be the next one to be cooked by AI. I'm gonna try out the most popular AI music production software, websites, and plugins and see how good they are, if any of them are worth using, and if I need to start putting the fries in the bag. I'm also gonna send out some of these beats to artists and see if they can tell the difference between a beat made using AI and one made by an actual producer. The first one is called Soundraw. I'm gonna say make a trap beat in 140 BPM. See what that spits out. Here's a trap beat generated at 140 BPM. Enjoy creating to it. There's supposed to be a beat here. Hello?
10 minutes later.
This is what Soundraw finished with. Alright, doesn't seem to want to make it without vocals. It seems most of these sites are for people wanting to create finished songs using AI and not just beats. But if I click AI music, I might go into this and click hip hop and EV soundtrack, energetic. I have no clue what in the world Soundraw is. The next is called Soundraw. I'm gonna say 3 minutes. We're gonna go fast. I'll turn off slow and normal. I'm gonna select hip hop. The fast seems way too over the top. I'm gonna go to normal and go back to hip hop. So it seems you can pick different sections of the track, like an 8-bar section, and change how you want the instruments to sound. So quiet is just the bass line. This is just the melody and the simple bass line. And then you can go to the extreme section, where it changes to Afro beats. All right, that'll do for that. Instruments, synth chords. Whatever I do with the drums, it seems to be doing that kind of Afrobeat swing. Either way, I'll have that one ready to send to an artist to see whether or not they like a beat made by a human or by AI. The third one is Beatoven. This sounds like it's more made for actual beats. Original background music. All right, music production. Okay, I do need to agree to it. Okay, pop beat with 808 slides at 150 BPM. I think it read 808 slides and just decided to slide the melody around like crazy. Alright, I gotta screen record this in OBS again. What the heck? I did too. This one's so bad. I was trying to go back to the start for this one. I assumed it was the exact same thing. Do I have to listen to it, the whole thing, to go back to the start? Oh, I gotta listen to this from the start as well. I can't wait to drag this into FL and put a metronome on it and see if it's even what time signature it's using. That's beat number 2 that we'll put to the test. I'm now gonna try a hybrid of AI and some production skills by asking ChatGPT what to do with the beat. Here, bruv, I'm making a beat. Need to know the BPM I want to do with it or hip hop to impress an artist that slid in my DMs in 2019. Thanks, bruv. All right, let's do like 140. If you're actually curious on which BPM to pick, I recommend using this chart here, which gives you a rough guideline for every genre and style of music. The whole point of this is to test and see what an artist with barely any production skills could make if they were using AI. So I'm going to imagine I'm an artist who downloaded a free demo of FL Studio, for example. So I'm going to ask it for a chord progression, a MIDI format that sounds dark and mysterious, like walking down an alleyway in the middle of the day. Dark alley in the middle of the day progression. Grab an FL keys. If an artist is using AI to make a chord progression and beats, they're definitely not buying plugins. The MIDI doesn't work. Let me try it again. The MIDI is broken, bruv. All right, let's see if bruv fixed it. All right. That's not bad. If you're actually stuck on making a chord progression, instead of using AI, what you can use is a chord progression tool. For example, in FL Studio, if you click here and you click generate chord progression, it'll make one for you. And you can change the timing of it to get a teeny bit more bounce in it. You can also change the octave, the amount of chords. You can go more adventurous. And if you go into the preset section here, it has all these chord progressions in the Roman numeral chord progression notation. So you can pick any of these, for example, nostalgic. And if you right click here, you can click edit and you can change the scale it makes this chord progression in. We've also released so many amazing melody, MIDI and chord packs. If you have a look at the chord chemistry pack, we have all these chord progressions here that you can just slide in. And the coolest thing about them is we've built melodies around them. So you can go and grab this melody here. And we've actually built melodies and MIDI around that initial chord progression. It's completely free. At the end, I'll show you where to get the chord chemistry pack. What type of instrument should I use it on? These keys and pads. All right, we'll get a free plugin here. So this chord, something's wrong with this chord. That's definitely not. It just sounds so bad, that either. That sounds pretty scary. Can you make an MP3 drum beat in 142 BPM to sit on top these dark alley drums.wave? Majora's Mask? Where did I get that from? Okay, it is the right BPM, and if you don't want your hi-hats to sound robotic like this, one really easy way to do it is by going into the randomize tool. In FL Studio, it's Alt-R. What I like doing is turning bipolar on. You can mess with the pan, and as you can see, it's gonna pan the hi-hats from side to side. And with velocity, I'm gonna keep that in the middle, click accept, go back into randomize, turn the pan back to normal, and then lower the velocity and turn bipolar off. And what it's gonna do is just lower the hi-hat notes. I don't like it increasing the volume because I like the loudest hi-hat to be how I set them from the start. And what you can see it does is it kind of keeps all of the prominent hi-hats higher than the other ones following. And it makes it sound so much less robotic in just a few clicks. And obviously you can add some cool hi-hat rolls like this. You can also slightly delay your claps here. So you'll have the snare come in first and the clap come in a bit later. This makes your drum sound so much less robotic because if you listen to a real band playing, there's no way that the claps and the snares are always going to be in the exact same time. I'm going to treat ChatGPT the same way artists treat me in my DMs. That kick sucks. Also add an 808. If we go into pitch regions, it's hitting at an F, which is not really in this scale. So ChatGPT, your 808's out of tune. All right, I'm not going to stretch this out any longer. Can the 808 be in key? Can you add a fill snare? Can the hi-hat have some bounce? And can it have a crash and open hi-hat? Hello, thanks. Please build it there. All right, it does have a fill. Can you create counter melody MIDI? I want to give it one more chance to make this beat actually good. It's given me this counter melody MIDI, which is broken. All right, hello. Oh, all right, wants a riser / transition. So I'm going to add this drop here. I'm going to make it longer. All right, last shot for this to work. Here we go. I'm going to get rid of these D sharps. And I'm going to split this by channel, and I'm going to move this down, and I could have done that better. We'll bring this counter melody in a bit later. All right, there you go, beat 3 done. I'm going to send these beats to artists and see whether or not they prefer a real beat, or whether they're okay with saving money and getting a beat for free using AI. So we have beat 1 and beat 2 that are made completely by AI. So we have beat 1 and beat 2 that are made completely by AI. We have beat 3, which is a hybrid of both. We have beat 3, which is a hybrid of both. I'm going to help out ChatGPT a little bit and give it some options instead of just getting it to create everything from scratch. We have this free sample pack here from Wavegrind. I'm going to go and upload the first 10 of these. I'm going to say, which of these should I use for a dark beat? The whole point of this is to see if you can completely cut producers out of the production process. It is possible for an artist to find a free melody pack to use when they're making a beat to rap on, and see if AI can essentially hold their hand as they turn it into a beat to rap on. I analyzed the files using Spectral Centroid. Lower values, darker and moodier sound. All right, so technically Herbo has the lowest spectral centroid. Did I know what that means? This does sound very dark. Sync to the BPM as well. I'm gonna change time to project tempo. Change mode to auto, which it's on. Maybe lower it slightly. Tempo. Change mode to auto, which it's on. Maybe lower it slightly. I also have this free drum loop pack here. I'm gonna drag this in and say, which of these drum loops fits the dark vibe? I can change the BPM of them. So apparently translation is the darkest, and it is also almost the same BPM. drum loop is C minor. The melody is D sharp minor. How can I make the bass line fit the melody in FL Studio? So it's telling us to increase the drum loop by 300 cents. If I change this to auto and change this up 300 cents, I think it syncs together really nicely. How do I arrange a hip hop beat? When do I take the layers in and out? So it's recommending a 4-bar intro, so I'll take the drums out for that. A 16-bar verse, so if I could just snip this here. Pre-chorus with a riser. Repeat that a few times. Add an outro with just the melody, and that's a 4-minute beat. I exported this, so we have 5 beats that we're gonna send to artists. The first 3 of those AI beats I played earlier. The 4th one is a beat that's actually made properly, and the 5th one is the one we made with a hybrid of free sample packs online and ChatGPT telling us what to do. I think the takeaway from this video is an artist or singer with barely any production skills isn't going to be able to replace you with the AI tools that exist right now. Even if they found good sample packs or good tools online, it's still so much easier to go and find a type beat on YouTube that you can use for free, or pay a producer to make a custom beat who's going to be able to go in and make all the changes that you recommend. It's no doubt the artists that I sent these beats to completely agree. The first beats made mainly with AI sound comical. Some of them don't even feel like they're sticking to a tempo. This one here. If I go auto detect, apparently this is the BPM here. It like starts again. It doesn't even have like a tempo. So with that being said, I think our jobs are safe. Try and make the best beats you can, post them everywhere, send them out to all the artists and engineers that you can, and market and brand yourself properly. If you want to learn some top production tips by producers that you can use to make beats that don't sound robotic, click one of the recommended videos and I hope to see you there. Don't sound robotic. Click one of the recommended videos and I hope to see you there.